is corrupt. It releases prisoners to go and kill people, and then they go back. Hey, it's so and so who kills people, but how is that possible? Because it's inside. We never get to arrest the real killers because of corruption. Mamelodi, bana baba ninyana, bakastamae, bushiwu, barbobala, barbadia study group, barbaya library, because the streets of Mamelodi are not friendly to a girl child. Yaloge bana ba sa pass. Re bana ba batho ba batsho ke di dom kopo ba tsebe selo. A se di dom kopo ba palela ku krea nako when it is quiet without disturbance. Ba kopane and study together, because the criminals have taken over the streets of Mamelodi. So Shanguve yona lebala. Ba better cash in transit. Daylight we saw. But ba so Shanguve ba bethe matso. Crime has become a normalized thing in Soshanguve. So fighters, we need to reclaim our streets. We need to fight corruption in the police force. We need to challenge the police to be fit and proper. They must be healthy, they must have healthy bodies so that they can have healthy minds of fighting crime. Not only in Mamelodi, in Sunnyside, in Hillbrow, and everywhere else where drugs have become fashionable, we must go and fight those drugs and the drug dealers. We don't care of their nationality. A criminal is a criminal. Whether from Nigeria or Zimbabwe or South Africa, you are a criminal and you must be treated as such. Fighters, let us protect the women of South Africa. The women of South Africa don't know how freedom looks like. They are unemployed. Abar banyaka mesebetsi. Ba batla ho robala le bona pele ba ba fa mesebetsi. We need to protect our women because they are being killed, they are being raped in their own households where they are supposed to be safe. This freedom will never be celebrated by any woman because South Africa has declared war against women. How oribatu abana dintlo ke basadi. How oribatu they are unemployed, the highest number ke basadi. How oribatu ba bolaiwa in South Africa, how cheka ke basadi. So this freedom is meaningless to South African women. We need our women to enjoy freedom in South Africa without being scared of anyone. Hariri batu bakolota mutlakasi le metsi ko Tshwane. It's women. Hariri mo Mamelodi batu abana mutlakasi ba ukwetsi. Haribua in most cases re bong khunu. Why? Because we know these houses are headed by majority, by women. And therefore, how reluela free water and electricity, reluela basadi ba, because they don't know this freedom. Hababatli charity, hababatli favor from men. They are just looking for equality. They must be treated the same way you treat yourself as a man. So South African men don't protect women. Don't do anything. Just don't attack them. If you don't attack them, they will not need any protection from anyone. So instead of saying, let's protect women, we must say, let's not attack women. Then there will not be a need for protection. So South African women are leaders in their own right. Women in the EFF are leaders in their own right. And they must be elected into serious positions of responsibility, not only treasurer. Okay, the whole top 5 in the EFF, ke banna, ha ba thoma hopola re agenda nyana, ba re a re tsenye mosadi with treasure. You can't make a woman a chairperson, you can't make a woman a secretary because you are threatened by women. Freedom means that we must all be equal. And therefore the question should be, are we equal? If the answer is no, therefore there is no freedom. Freedom means equality, not only of gender, between black and white. And you need to ask the question, are black people and white people equal? If the answer is no, therefore there is no freedom. Because equality will mean that we must own the land of South Africa equally. We must own the economy of South Africa equally. But the way things are, we do not own more than 10% of the land of our ancestors. Our land is owned by those who came here as visitors. And then they now impose on us the so-called freedom. When the revolution started in South Africa, we never demanded to vote. The revolution was started by the land question. It was not started by voting. Because once we owned the land, voting was an automatic thing. Now they give us some useless passerby thing called voting. And they say, you've got what you have been fighting for. No one went to prison for us to vote. They went to prison for us to reclaim the land and own the land. Once you are the owner of the land, what is voting? It's automatic. So, every morning, 27 April, Samalo celebrate. When children don't have toilets at school in the Eastern Cape, when the children of Eastern Cape still go to school, study mud schools, and you want to go to the Eastern Cape and tell the people of Eastern Cape that today let's go and celebrate Freedom Day. No schools, no road, no water, no proper houses. The whole house, there is no single person waking. And then you say, let's go all out, Mandela, let's go and celebrate. It can't be. We are not here to celebrate. We are here to remind them of what we have been fighting for, and that has not been achieved. Bana ba rena ba khwa ke dinyaope. Bana ba rena ba khwa ke di drugs, because they've got nothing to do. They are idling. The youth, by its own nature, is very energetic. You need to harness that energy. You need to give it direction. But if the youth is just there and doing nothing, the closest thing they see is drugs, they will go into drugs. They will go and destroy their beautiful future with drugs. And once you are hooked into drugs, it's forever. Imagine a graduate who is hooked to drugs. The whole degree is destroyed. We must say to this government, if you can't create jobs, print the money and give the graduates graduation grant, a graduate grant where everybody who has gone to school and doesn't have a job, the government must look after that person. Why? Young Kolota government. Mahala. They must pay you for having gone to school. Because if this government is not going to reward you with a job or some grant, the young people after you will not go to school. But oh Sheba, I've got masters, but masters who jiga more complex. But we undermine that masters, the children will never be inspired by graduates. The children are going to be inspired by criminals, because criminals are going to be more rich and look more successful than the graduates. And the children will love crime more than loving education. Let education reward. You can't create jobs, give them graduate grant, so that those who come after us, they will know that, hey, are in school, are kaya school, la re sa kry mmereko, re kry tsekanyana ya o tswa musho ya o re o tsene sekolo. Ba ka se le reward, because they don't want you to go to school, because they are threatened by educated people. Banyaka batho ba o tsene sekolo, ba o fe 350, o tsamaya o betha mogolo kwane strata se ka moka, o Ramaphosa, o bo mo diele le kosha, o leboga 350. What type of stupidity is that? O celebrate at 350. It's an insult. Tsamaya o e tšea 350 eo, o e tsenye ka mo pokotong, o ba botše ona mo post office ore le sankolota, this is too little. I want more. I've gone to school. Ke tsene sekolo. Ha ba kgona ho lefa di 350. A re fuweng tšhelete o ya ka maemo a rena. Bo matšha ba sekolo a ba ba feyeng. Rena ba o ya sekolong ba re feyeng tšhinyana ya gore leboga gore re ile sekolong. We must not be treated the same. They are giving us 350. They say we are unemployed. We have no source of income. No problem. But let there be categories. Those who are graduate, yaraushi. Urbana, barena, baye skolo, badie education fashionable. We must stop celebrating criminals. We must stop doing crime. But we will never stop if there is no alternative. And that alternative, it's a job, it's a school, it's the land. There is nothing as humiliating as getting married and having children and you don't have a place of your own. O swanetse o ra o nyala o re yalo ke thoma motse ro thabe ka 1 hectare or wena o tla thoma motse wa hao mo, because you are starting a family. Let African children baska belewa ko mikhukhung. Let African children be born in their homes or ba gole gabotse with a dignity, ba sa tshabe motho, ba gole ka seriti, ba gole ba ke tlhompha. There is no dignity in a shack. We need to restore the dignity of our people. And our people don't want RDP houses. They want land. They will build on their own. And those who can't build on their own, we must give them RDP houses. Not everybody wants an RDP house. But Barnaba Bereka, under difficult times, Anotsa Mareka Samente, a beya a gaga ntlo e kgolo le nagana gore no motho o na le tšhelete kgane a o ke tlhomphile o nyaka o dia dignity for his family. So we want to restore the dignity of our people by giving them the land. There is no dignity without the land. Because how owner lefasi wa tlompiwa, they take you serious. Now, our people here are staying in a very dangerous place. The ANC, the DA see them every day. Then the day a disaster comes and they are taken by the water, only then people start running around. Yo, we need to find them a place. We need to find them. No. These people can be seen that they are staying at a dangerous place. What do? You identify a piece of land. You relocate these people. And then you fence this land. Convert it into a park. Once into a park, but barna bagaf. Bagasamai bayo agami kuku. Mo di ma park. That's why it's kuku more than use that land for the right purpose. But if you don't use that land for the right purpose, and our people want a place to call home, they will occupy it even when it is risky, because they want a place to call home. Under the EFF government, there will not be such things. Everyone will be allocated a piece of land. And that piece of land will be expropriated from the white man and given to black people to use. I was in Haman's Kral in a funeral where people were burying another person on top of the other. Harir waile bulukela modi mubari ausana mavita atleti. Next to that graveyard, there is a huge farm, empty, but it's a game farm. But babulukane on top of each other, right next to them, the animals, which are non-existent, must be safe there. But it's a game farm. Ka boja banna ba ke tsamang le bona ka nkore menyana re bone game ya ona. Sa le riemi a se re bone le katsi ya katsi in that place. But people are burying each other on top of one another, right next to the land. The ANC says, no, you can't expropriate land. We must go to these white people and ask them to donate the land. Donate the land. Our land that is going to restore the dignity of our people. You are landless when you are alive. You are landless even when you die. You have no dignity when you are alive. Even on the day of your burial, that you are not buried in a dignified manner. They bury you on top of another person. You don't have a grave of your own. You did not have a home of your own. You died homeless. Even when you are dead, you have got no grave dedicated to you. We suffer when we are alive, and we suffer even when we are dead. So it will take a brave generation to restore the dignity of our people. And that generation, it's you. We are not our grandmothers and our grandfathers. We are a different generation. They are here not to lead us. They are here to give us support. Le not take the struggle forward. Baluile batho ba le ka mola tenteng le ska ba nyacha. They fought with Boaz. We are here because of those old people in the tent. They were brave and they established this Mamelodi. Wena, what will your generation deliver? What do you represent as this generation? We must go and reclaim our land. Fighters, we must make sure that the DA here in Tshwane does not have peace. These councillors of the EFF must give the DA a nightmare in that council. They must not be friends with the enemy that has rejected our people of Mamelodi. Utsama o shina le di mayor tsa DA tsa o se rate batho ba rena. We must make sure or DA if about ba Manskral mates. If a youth ya Tshwane mebereko and mebereko is ka fana ka di fane or o tseba se bane ko ena le comrade high ke re ya mmereko. No, mebereko must be given to the children of Mamelodi. Not these ANC people giving each other jobs. Aba feja ba fa di relative tsa bona. Ha ba feja o fa di relative tsa bona tsa mo Tshwane mebereko ba be ba founela le ba kua ga evenda ba guy ka ba dengeno o ko bana mushumo hafa. We don't want that. We want the jobs to be given the children of Tshwane. When everybody in Tshwane is working, regarding a kabad again, Mara, before that, we must all get jobs here. Reberekemo maspale wa Tshwane. Oska berekadi relative le ma comrade fela. Because that mayor, what DA has been captured by the ANC, overeka le ANC. That's why the corruption Yako Tshwane is continuing. Where is the EFF in Tshwane municipality? Na zanga ka bari council ya Tshwane is stopping. Hari check or is stopile ke ma bari EFF. This EFF has become an ANC light, where you want to go to a meeting and want to appear like you are smart and intelligent. Araisha smart gwa. Rishi jorza monya kameti. Go and tell that council our people want water. Lenalifita mola, you become sweetheart. The only time I see you can release a statement. You have become an elite. Elite politics will never make the EFF to survive. EFF is not an elite organization. EFF is a protest movement, always on the side of the poor, of the poorest. Not a statement, we condemn, we promote. Go to the picket lines. When was the last march of the EFF into Tshwane municipality to demand the jobs of the youth of Tshwane? Where is the march of the EFF in Tshwane to demand that Tshwane must publish the list of RDP beneficiaries? We need a protest movement. Because if you don't protest and highlight the demands of our people, then you must know you have become an ANC light. Urata dilo. Unana oru umaye moso. No. Rinyaka or bo Mamelodi. Each and every street, there must be a well-known member of the EFF in that street. gore batho ba rena ba na le problem ba re a re kwa bothabo o tlo re thusha, because you are a community activist. We're now member ya EFF ka genu abatsebe, the whole street asitsebe, mara o tla bo re tenne mo meeting ya EFF on that point point efe. Go and organize your street first before you tell us about the point. We need you to be an activist. How about ko Mamelodi, Malema Street? Una le problem. The regional leadership must know or know on that street so and so is there. Armo phone le check or what's happening. How can Mamelodi una le problem? Yes. Onyaga or leadership yo dra office yo voice. Abatsebile or Mamelodi ba phone la mang. Ana ona le branch or ona branch ya retse. We need you to be an activist. These people that we are talking about today, who led the struggle, they were not elite. They were on the ground with our people. Now, let me tell you, if you are not going to occupy the streets, vigilante groups will emerge. Nature does not allow a vacuum. Utotsola ditsotsi mo tsa o rekisa di drugs, tsa o ja di drugs, tsa o tedileng sekolong, bo papa bona di ba patela dikolo physical tšhelete ya utsiwa, bana ba makgodu ba mapantiti ba tlo tswelela mo ba fita ba re ke bona di leadera tsa community, because you are nowhere to be found. Occupy the streets. Become community activists. Fight for the rights of our people. Know the problems of our people. Resolve the problems of our people. You don't have to be in government to be an activist. Bare principala o gana ka report ya ngwana ha patela school fees. Ba santse bare wo o nyaka Mary. Ba che phone Mary wa le fighter. Ape motho show ana ka report le mo kae re mo gating e reng ke yakhe o tsene mola o boele report e phela o mmoje principal or ngwana a o koloti o kolota ke ba lebellana le ba e fa ngwana report ya hae ke tsamaile. If you do that, 2024 will not be a dream. It will be a destination. 2024 will be like Ria Deben. Because 2024 will be waiting for us. Bakekolo ba le ba khala ba le ka kwa tenteng. Ha re dia door to door, re vote for EFF. Bare maybe le ka ba bangwe. Rena ye ke ya rena. Re tsamaya le yona. Once you hear old people saying that, it means you are doing the right thing. But once you struggle to convince people to vote for the EFF, it means you arrived on that day. Bare, kuena man. Or ku kwa le ntsebi Mary. Barawa, ke a o tseba ngwanaka. Kra lebo ma. Barawa aba le tsibi. And abanya ko le tseba ka maina. Banya ka o le tseba ka mediro ya lena, mediro ya bulabula. How sababerekele? Forget. You are going to be a government in waiting until all of you leave. You will never be government. We don't need money. We don't need fancy campaign. We need discipline and dedicated, hard-working members. Ba reba berekela lekgotla, ba se complain ka another person. They know they are working for the future of their children. They know they are working for the future of the poor, of the poorest. But ba tswantse re ba bona berete ye ready. Ba myemyele. but our problems are going to be solved. Not corruption. Yaur how tsena go forty kwa o lwela di workers ka berete ba ra yo o tlo utswa tšhelete ya rena le kgodu o connive le management a rekisha babereki ba re ko wena labor desk ya EFF. Yes tumile ka bokgodu ba tseba gore wena ka ba tsena o yo nna yo re fedile o ile rekisetša makgowa. But let me tell you what you are doing. How tsena mola o rekiša black people, you are destroying the hope of extremely poor child who relies on you to resolve the problem of this old woman so that he can continue to work and feed his family. That 2,500 which young ya bribe when you're supposed to fight for workers, just know that you have destroyed the whole family of 15 people who rely on this man because of 2,500. You must know that one child is going to die in that family because they won't have the means to take that child to a doctor because you took 2,500 and sold out their parents. When you solve a problem of a black person, don't just look at the person in front of you. You must know behind this black face, there are so many people who are relying on this face. Once you know that, I can tell you now, you will never accept a bribe. Not only in Ford, even in government, even in the communities. And you all mo mamelodi mo, but ba hijack the project. But banyaga 30%. The project Jene Swanchuba, the Fediche, Solomon Matangu Road. Let's amailelayo jadi chocho instead or railway or that Solomon Matangu drive e fele e sale ariwa till today. While it's a TV strata, why can't you fight for Solomon Matangu drive to finish? Cheletea Stadium ijilwe 90 million ka ufela yona aretsibur ile kai. Where is the EFF to fight and protest? But they got the rubber bullet, then people start asking questions. Why batuba mamelodi batunyiwa? What's happening? Then once the whole world and the countries are aware that 90 million has been stolen, you know that something is going to be done. But without activism, there is nothing you can do. Fela ano tsamaya aija di chelete EFF ya mola erio bolela ba e bribe o fedi ona le motho mo ba re ke jo malisela ba re o ka skere mmereko wa ke motho wa entsi ba re o ka skere mmereko without going through that person and give him a bribe. Moto ba mo tseba. Has there been a case opened against this corrupt individual who's messing up the Mamelodi and Pretoria business? Have you opened cases against the people who are hijacking projects that are supposed to bring development in Mamelodi? Has the EFF led a campaign to make sure that all the projects started by this government, they are completed within budget and within the time frame? The EFF is going to fail if it can help our people to defeat corruption. Comrades, nare batho ba o phela le batho. That's why ha ba re batho ba kwa Natala ba na le di floods. A re bolele fela. Re a fitla re lebelele. Re ba thushe. re ba fe 500,000, re ba fe mapai, re ba fe dijo, re ba fe everything within our means. Na re ile kwa re buile, at least re shile sengwenyana. Ramaphosa o ile, o buile, ha shia anything, le nkoela ha shia, o buile le yona. O tšea camera o itia gore o busy bloody fool. E raloka ka batho ba rena. O sa bolela sekgowa, hey, billion, hey, ha. Why do you say people need a billion? The church that I visited, when I arrived there, the pastor says, I'm housing here 200 people. Everything is fine. But there is only one problem. It's the toilets, because my toilets are too small. So we need extra toilets. Why do you need a billion to give those people an immediate thing, which is toilet? Because if you don't give them toilets, they are going to start helping themselves outside that church, and pastor is going to chase them away. You are causing a problem already. The ANC knows very well, when they have one day event, one day in a hall which has got toilets, there is no way they can hire extra toilet for one day event. But imagine when people are staying in that hall, you have to provide extra toilet. Those people did not have toilets. The ones that the SG of the EFF visited, we can hear those things of building and we are asking for water. It has been 2 days. There's no water just to drink. The SG did not go and pass a budget. He had to immediately there and there organize water for our people. He didn't call for a meeting. He was, why must I come here and go when this problem is solvable? Ramaphosa, with all his millions, he did not give those people water. Where was the councillor to give them water? Where was the mayor to give them water? Where was the premier to give them water? Where were the ministers and the president of South Africa to give them water? It took the Secretary General of the People's Movement, of the movement that lives amongst the people and appreciate the pain of our people, to give them water. That's what we call activism. Comrades, we must never betray our people. Our people have lost hope, and we must restore their hope. Ha ke tsena kwa Natala, mekhukhu e tsamai ye e shetseng wa e bona le yona e or e mo tseleng, e tlowa anytime. But we need the land. Women of that area, but Malema, we identified 3 pieces of land. 1, we went to occupy. They shot us. Baba Tunya, but that land is private owned. Today, they are dead, those people. They are dead. They identified the land before the floods because they knew that where they stay is dangerous. They went to identify a safe land. They shot them, sent them back to the river. Today, they are dead. And then these ones come with crocodile tears here, pretending that they care. Why didn't you care when they came before and said, we want this land? Let's expropriate land for the benefit of our people. Our people are going to die. And this government that pretends to care is going to come with non-existing billions which they want to steal for the conference of the ANC. They declare 1 billion so that they can go and steal it and support Ramaphosa to be president of the ANC again. We are watching them. This time, Resaka Levon. Arsanaga nonsense, Lojeke Haledi Uchoman. Instead of us concentrating on rebuilding the lives of our people in KZN, no, re busy regarding le magodu shia, regarding le pese or ba oka ba shifta bo itopa ba rangwane aba uchi ba re komkeki magodu. So fighters, live amongst our people. Be an activist amongst our people. You will never go wrong. Our people will thank you forever. The reason why your votes keep on increasing is because you are doing something right. But people still want to see if you can sustain this right thing you are doing. So build on what you have built already, because the EFF is going to be a solution to the captured judiciary. Today, we are caught. Yamo Pretoria. We shall Ramaphosa. Stop wasting your time. Already they've judged in Ramaphosa's favor even before they hear your case. Bona journalist leaked an information to a lawyer. Don't worry about that case of public protector. The Constitutional Court is going to dismiss it on Friday. But legally the judgments, before they are released, these people want to destroy our judiciary. And without judiciary, there is no South Africa. They want to destroy our country. They want to destroy the little freedom we have. They want to destroy our constitution by capturing the judiciary. We must defend the judiciary against itself, especially the Pretoria High Court is messed up, is captured. They are controlling it, and it announces decisions even before they are heard. Let's go and fix the judiciary, because we are the only ones who can fix it. Na abanyaki kwa re-interview the judge. E ka gore ke aba expose. E judge ita mola o ka re na le mekgwa ke re wena. O ka re o na le ukukuna bushiwe. But I tell them openly why we need to expose any potential corrupt judge. Because the only way to expose them is through the interviews. Abanyaki ba re ke ntshiwe ka mola mara ba ka sentšhe nna ke ile ka mola ke isha ke batho ba Mamelodi, a ka isha ke ma ANC, a ka isha ke makgowa. Parlamente ela yona a ke idutse kgente ba nyaka mpolaya mare ba palela, because ke gadane le bona. E ba thoma ke re ei ba re a o kwishishi be re ke re ai ke a le tseba be ke bereka lena dikela mato ke berekile lena ke mekgwa lena ke a e tseba ke nna ke taba gona a ke re ke berekile le tsona tsuyaji ke a di tsebela gape e o ka re di a thoma ke re ei ke e bitsa ka sefane mbalula. Yes. O tishe di train mo Mamelodi bloody fool. They want to remove us in the JSC so that they can hire corrupt and captured judges. In our presence there, they will never do that. We don't fear. We don't want any favor. We want a clean judiciary. We want a clean judge. We want to produce independent judges, not judges that are controlled by Ramaphosa. No judge must be controlled by a politician. Judge must be independent. Judge must be sober-minded. Judge must apply only the law, nothing else. Whether one rata or one rat, listen to what the law says. Skar lebella boseta wa rena ka re a sokola wa re garameletsa ka thoko ka re a rena di lawyer tsa utura. Listen to our problems. Oscar lebelela or no, this one ki EFF, wo ki ANC, re supporta ANC. No. But I can tell you now, with our presence there, Rabati Stepo, una le judge engwe bariki untahalta. Khalabazama we itsencha kwa constitutional court ki gadane leon. Untahalta ebele lawyer Ramaphosa during commission yela ya Marikana. A represent Ramaphosa ka Marikana. Dia mo pokela ditupu tsa Marikana aka se ibone. Aka se ibone. Yalo Ramaphosa wants to take his lawyer into the constitutional court or by control. In our presence will never happen. We are going to fight to defend the constitutional court and make sure that it becomes a proper court. Otamaile Ramaphosa recommended a woman to be a chief justice at Amaya. Ayokhatana le Barry White or Barry White abe chief justice against a woman. Bakai the gender activist tedi pila di rasa mo Twitter asanga ba retse asanga ba bolela even when Ramaphosa overlooked a woman in favor of a man. If it was Malema who overlooked a woman for a man, gasrobaleo. Batasakalin. Mara, because it is done by their favorites, they don't care. He missed an opportunity to produce a first African female as a chief justice in Mopalage. And when you do that, we don't just say African female from rural areas. We are not doing it for her. We are doing it for the girl child in the village. If Maya can be, it means I can be. He doesn't understand that we are not fighting for now battles. We are fighting the future battles. We want to inspire a young child in Mamelodi who will say, if a rural girl from Umtata can be a chief justice, now I'm even closer to Pretoria. It means I can become the world. So, comrades, we must not be discouraged. Whether Wamuchi Musadiola or Ramuchi, history will record that Malema recommended a female chief justice. Makhodu ANC bamu overlook. Now we have done our job. History does not have blank pages. It's going to be written in history that we did not only talk about gender struggle, we fought from the front line to make sure that there is equality in our courts. Comrades, I want to make a clarion call to my brother and the president of Rwanda not to engage in what he's trying to do of a modern slavery. President Paul Kagame is one of the respected leaders in our continent. But what he's doing with the United Kingdom, saying there will be an exchange of immigrants from United Kingdom to Rwanda, and then they will give him money. That is a modern exchange of slavery. It reminds us of painful times of slavery. And President Kagame, we are making a call for you to relook into that decision. You cannot exchange immigrants who majority are Africans and blacks for money. Our people can no longer be for sale. No one must ever think that for a second I can trade a human being. We are making a plea. If there is a home for those migrants, President Kagame, go and fetch them in the United Kingdom and bring them to Rwanda for free. Let us not do what the colonizers want us to do. UK has never respected us and it will never respect us, but it is our leaders who allow these people to do what they are doing. Those of you who are relatives of King Mswati in Swaziland, you must tell him he will never know peace for as long as there is no democracy in Swaziland. The EFF is going to fight until the people of Swaziland realize their freedom. We are not free as long as Swaziland is not free. The day Swaziland becomes free, we will be free. The day Swaziland celebrate its Freedom Day, we will also celebrate our Freedom Day. When you say freedom for you, what about the people of Swaziland? Remember, the people of Swaziland fight alongside the people of Swaziland because we are Swaziland and Swaziland is us. We are one thing. ZANU-PF has destroyed what was a promising land of Zimbabwe, and the current leader of Zimbabwe is clueless like the South African leader. They are the same like they are twins. So the people of Zimbabwe, we want to make a plea. Please, when you are here in South Africa, don't worry, you are at home. But when there are elections at home, go there in your numbers. Go and vote and remove that nonsense that is happening in Zimbabwe. And come back if you want to come back. You cannot just fold your hands. The people of Zimbabwe must rise here in South Africa and go and vote for a proper government in Zimbabwe. If they want to come back, they are welcome, no problem. But let's help each other so that there is a proper government in Zimbabwe and we'll bring a proper government in South Africa. We become one big family. Let's not be comfortable and think, no, all is well as long as we are in South Africa. Let's not forget, as Zimbabweans, that we've got a duty at home to deliver a progressive government that will respect human rights, that will make sure the economy of Zimbabwe grows, that will make sure it defeats poverty and unemployment. Because a progressive and developing Zimbabwe is a solution to the problems of South Africa. So we want to help Africans who are helping themselves. Fighters, let's go and spread the message of African unity. Because the unity of Africa is a unity of black people. And the enemy doesn't want to see black people united. How come about Roa? How Bulalanto? About Kasela Kaufel? Then you must know there must be some truth in what I'm doing. Because Abanya can need. So the unity of Africa offends them. Therefore, we must make sure that we unite the continent of Africa. And the unity of Africa does not threaten us. It actually makes us to grow and become a better continent. Fighters, 1 million members. It's a reality. We must get 1 million members by December. Meaning, every house here in Mamelodi must have a member of the EFF. Every factory here must have a member of the EFF. Every school here must have a member of the EFF. Every campus, university, FET college is not complete without members of the EFF. Every Friday, it's a Red Friday. Mamelodi must always be red on Friday because we are proud members of the EFF. Arieng ro recruit. Re age mokhatlo, re age di branch tsa EFF. Let's grow this organization. Re 1 million members. Ha re fetsa mo ba recruiter 1 million members. Next year, we are inducting them. Every member of the EFF must be inducted to know what is the EFF. Baskar bar mo wena bar EFF king war na re thatela malema. Every member of the EFF must know what is the EFF. What does the EFF stand for? What are the 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF, so that you join the EFF and don't join the individual. Once you don't join the individual, when the individual goes wrong, you say this is wrong. It's not in line with the policies of the EFF. But you'll never say it's wrong, because how to be policy at EFF? So this year, 1 million members. Next year, public induction of members. We are transferring quantity into quality. 2023 yuan. Again, no quantity no. Now we are pushing quantity. Next year, we are transferring it into quality. And then in 2024, I tasele over the 1 million. Every village, every street, everywhere, spreading the message of hope, the message of the EFF, saying to our people, this is a solution to the unemployment. So, you can't say you are a leader, but when you declare war, there is no soldier that goes to war. I want, when I speak from Natal in Durban and make a declaration, I want Malamulela to turn and respond positive to the message that comes from KwaZulu-Natal. Wabana nakwela ba fisha di molo ba re ba lwela Zuma ba palelwa ba ba tšea chance. Re nyaka rena the day I soak in the smallest village. Something must just burn here. That's when you've got soldiers. Let's just burn the tree. Because or it's suki. Not or I soak Floyd. Uemela Floyd. Wow, but Lord Tsara, my man. Really too more Tsara. Renyagor, I soak those 1 million members who are now transferred into quality. But we share 5 more. But we've heard the message. We are hitting the ground running. We are taking over South Africa. Every street belongs to the EFF. Because we've got soldiers. And soldiers without political education, they are potential criminals. We want leaders, not criminals. We want quality membership, not fanatics. Kaufela, each one of us here. Ground forces, each one of us here. Before we conclude this day, it doesn't matter what time you live here. At least recruit 5 today. What's what before Kerobal? Karrechwa kwa munantsong wa EFF go utlwe monate. Ereke bereke le moghatlo. Ke no re 5 nyana today, just today alone. O robale o feletse. Or I'm a complete member of the EFF. And a re batile recruit fela kwa ko squatter camp. Tsena mo. Le ska chaba dintlo tse le nana or batho ba mo abana mathata. These people have got more problems than those ones. Babereka mmusho isa le ba greile increase some years ago. Babereka mmusho, they've never been promoted. Ka re go di promotion di bereka ka di fani le ma ANC. Go in there, you will hear stories. Metsi, mabone, unemployment is in those houses. Lena or matata mola felai baba shapu ba go in there. Oscar Chabamuts, a house of the ANC, Leonare Itzena, Kaur Abasali Shaw, or ANC Wana, or Ihilin Trabonana. Lebonorqua, Limpopo Rojo recruiter Munamuolo, wa ANC Bargama Polo Ramu recruit. Leader. So when I was a Chabadi member, not recruiter the leader, ANC. So while the bachab Kenyaga lemo recruiter Paris keeper sa ANC or etamo and out of the night mega keeper jao. Lemo recruiter come to your home. Or which home? Or the home of the hopeless masses of our people. The home of petrol attendants. The home of security guards. The home of the landless people, the home of the homeless, the only organization that speaks for black people without being ashamed, without apologizing to anyone. The home of all. So fighters, we want 1 million members. Bring us 1 million members by December. Then we know we have delivered. If we can't deliver 1 million, we are not going to blame the leadership. We must blame ourselves. Because Kelena le recruiter, Kelena EFF, you don't need a permission of a lazy leader to recruit. If your leaders are not recruiting, don't wait for them. It's a mile train. And make sure that you don't collect the forms without 10 rand. It's more than 10 rand. And then our membership is for 2 years, meaning you are paying 5 rand per year. 10 rand as a sign of commitment. Not because you are going to buy a card. Katela muna ibutsigudu. Urba boncho na baba itweri. Ya ubone ebile party maiso. You boncho future ya party ma. Venya. That thing can't be 10 rand. It can't be 10 rand. It's more than 10 rand. But please, when we say allow people to pay 10 rand, it's because we want them to show a commitment that they are voluntarily coming into the organization. Once they pay their 10 rand, you will never have a problem of a quorum when you have a BGM. Why? Because they came on their own. Asoba patelle 10 rand. Maroka ba patella, itaw beta quorum. Arba later naga meeting wa EFF bar yefi na sangara joina lujana chiwi Kar azanga bantha chelete. Oba joinage wena. Oda utara meeting uliti. Agar wena oba joinage. Go and allow people to join on their own. And any leader here in front who allow branches to join, to make members join without 10 rand, it's a misconduct. It's an ill discipline. We are going to charge you for that. Don't allow people to join without 10 rand. Don't allow people to say, we are going to fundraise for these ones who don't have money. It's equal to buying membership. We don't buy membership in the EFF. People join on their own. So fighters, 1 million members is what we are working on now, and we are going to achieve it. And we are going to make sure that we become the biggest organization in South Africa. There is no organization in South Africa with 1 million members. We are going to be the only one in South Africa with 1 million members. Baba joining on their own, not Baba mo ANC, ba reka ke bogosi ba reka di branch ja ANC. Na reke batho. We use superior logic to persuade people to join the organization on their own. If we have that discipline, our organization will be the biggest organization in South Africa. So, DP, let's make sure that we spread the word. Provincial Secretary, I was in the War Council, and they said you missed a target with 400 something members last week. Those are the things I don't want to hear. If you want to be a friend of mine. Wabona rita mo lekgotleng a kenya ke setshomi o mongwe le o mongwe a bereke mmereko wa gae ane lena le wese ka re a le patela re re on top of being paid le re message di target e re ke ikwentwane we next week o tla ntse ba re ke nna ma o mpala pampiring ya o thapa ke a o bona mesa target next week double a target. The target in Gauteng must be doubled because you missed your target last week. Everywhere in South Africa, everybody has met a target. Except Baba Onamela di Tulomo. By repeat your name. Di Tulo Jeba da di bona TV. Da di bona Facebook or yo. Apengebe ki tujimo ebeke rata namo seso. That's Talos. Ariata jika jika mo ritlo agale khotla. We are here to build an organization. We are not here to pass time. We could be with our children doing something else. We left our families to come here because we take this organization very serious. Why? We take our people very serious. We can't play with the emotions of our people. Because our people say, finally, there is something that is representing Africans. Then now you disappoint them. So, fellow fighters, let's make sure we all get 1 million members. By December, the EFF becomes the biggest organization in South Africa, in SADC, in Africa. Everywhere in the world, when people speak, they must say the only biggest organization of black people in the whole world is found in South Africa, and that organization in South Africa is the Economic Freedom Fighters. That organization will never sell the souls of our people. So when you work, remember, you are not only here. New York, black people are looking up to you. So if you disappoint here, you are also disappointing in London, you are disappointing in Nigeria and everywhere else. They look up to us. So fighters, let's not disappoint black people wherever they are. When they see the EFF, they must be proud that black people have formed something. And that thing is succeeding. Because they say things that are formed by black people, they collapse. Let us be the only organization formed by black people without white sponsorship that is successful. And you can be black, formed, and be successful. The EFF is going to be a black success. And the EFF is going to inspire a lot of black people that you can form something and that thing will succeed. Don't listen to the doomsayers who say because you are black, you are automatically a failure. You are not a failure. Black child, you are success on your own. Don't allow them to demoralize you. Amanda! Amanda! Viva EFF, viva! Tata EFF, tata! Tata EFF, tata! Hauno maguvi siaya siaya.
All right, then you've been watching the CIC of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Julius Malema, who's been addressing supporters in Mamelodi, east of Pretoria, that is, or east of Tshwane. And he has been talking about, the crime that is happening in that community of Mamelodi. He has also pleaded with the men in that community not to attack women. He also speaks of how freedom needs to look like women who have meaningful positions. He's also spoken on issues of Swaziland, saying that the fighters, or rather they must remember that the people of Swaziland in everything that they do. He's also urged the fighters to go and recruit as they reach, so that they can reach the goal of 1 million members by 2024.